Alright, so we are going to talk about this quiz. So if you want to correct it, these problems are very similar but not the exact same as the one you had. So you've got some information to go off of so you can do your corrections ahead of time and then just show up before or after school to retake it. So, looking at this, it wants me to write the equation of a line in all three forms. Whenever I write the equation of a line, my three forms are point slope. Point slope is y minus y1 equals m x minus x1, where I need a point and a slope. The other form is y equals mx plus b, your slope-intercept form, where I need the slope and the y-intercept. This last form is standard form, which can't be found by any of this given information. All standard form is this form rewritten. So I've got to find this form first before I can go to standard form. Also keep in mind that A has to be positive and no fractions. They all have to be whole numbers. Alright, so let's start with point slope form. I need to first figure out what is the slope of this line. So I can use any of these points that I want. But I'm going to count the slope, and it goes up 1, right 3. It's a positive slope because it's rising. So m is positive 1 over 3. Up 1, right 3. Okay, any point. So I'm just going to pick this one, and this is the point 6, negative 2. So that's my x1, y1. So I'm going to fill it in. Y minus y1 equals m, which is positive 1/3. X minus my x1 was 6. I can't leave it as minus negative, so I would make that plus positive. X minus 6. So there's point slope form. Slope intercept form. Again, I need the slope and the y-intercept. So they gave me the slope, and I can tell the y-intercept just by looking at the graph is 0, negative 4. So the equation is y equals 1/3 x minus 4. Standard form is just this form rewritten, so I need to start here. Notice AX is on the other side, so I need to move this x term to the other side, so I'm going to subtract 1/3 x from both sides. Those aren't like terms, so it's negative 1/3 x plus y equals 4. I can't have a negative here or a fraction, so I need to get rid of that. In order to do that, in order to get rid of the fraction, this is 1 divided by 3, so I want to undo that. I'm going to multiply by 3, but I also want to get rid of the negative in front, so instead of multiplying by positive 3, I'm going to multiply by negative 3, because negative 3 times negative 1/3 is positive 1. Negative 3 times y is negative 3y, and then negative 3 times 4 is negative 12. Alright, number 2. Write the equation of a line in all three forms that has a slope of 2 and passes through the point 4, negative 5. So again, I need slope and a point for this form, this point slope form. So here's my x1, y1, and here's my slope. So I've got y2 minus y, or I'm sorry, y minus y1 equals m, which is 2, x minus x1. I can't leave it like this, so I'm going to change it to y plus 5 because minus negative is not proper. And there's your point slope form. Slope intercept form, y equals mx plus b. You did it a couple different ways. Some people rewrote this to solve for y in terms of x. They would just distribute the 2 and move the 5. Other people said, okay, well this is an x, This is a y, and I was given m is 2. So I'm going to plug in what I know. Well, y is negative 5, m is 2, x was 4, find b. So I get negative 5 equals 8 minus 8 minus 8. Negative 13 is equal to b. So my equation is y equals 2 was x, I'm sorry, was m, x, and then plus b minus 13 because it was negative. Standard form. Again, I can't find it using any of this information. I have to rewrite that. So I need to move this, see how the x is on the left in front of the y? I need to move this x to the other side. So I'm going to subtract 2x, subtract 2x. Now I've got negative 2x plus y equals negative 13. I don't have any fractions to worry about, so I'm not going to multiply by any denominators, but that's a negative, so I need to multiply everything by negative 1, and I end up with 2x, positive 2x, that's why I did it, minus 1y, or just minus y, equals positive 13. The last one, again, I need the slope and a y-intercept, or I'm sorry, and a point. Well, I wasn't given the slope, but I was given 2 points, and I know how to find the slope given 2 points. I know that the slope is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So this time I have to go one step further and find the slope. So the slope is the y value minus the y value over the x value minus the x value. That's the same thing as plus, so it's positive 1, positive 5. So my slope is 1/5, and then you can pick any of the 2 points to use. So I'm just going to use this one. So I'm using m, that's my slope, and I'm using my point, negative 5, negative 2. Now let's go back to point slope form. Y minus y1 equals m, x minus x1. Which again, you can't leave it minus negative, so that's y plus 2. That's x plus 5. Slope intercept. Y equals mx plus b. Y is negative 2. M is positive 1 over 5. X is negative 5 plus b. Negative 5 times 1/5 is negative 1. Add 1, add 1. Negative 1 is equal to b. So my equation is y equals positive 1 over 5. That's my slope. X minus 1 is b. Again, standard form cannot be found from any of this information. All standard form is slope-intercept form, this one, rewritten. So I need to move 1 over 5x to the other side because my x is supposed to be in front of my y. Those aren't like terms, so it's negative 1 over 5x plus y equals negative 1. So it's written the right way, except you can't have a fraction or a negative. So in order to get rid of divide by 5, I'm going to multiply everything by 5. In order to get rid of the negative, I'm going to use negative 5. That's a positive 1x minus 5y equals 5. Hopefully that helps you correct your quiz.